Hello everybody, Hassan here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, I want to talk about Tesla China breaking records in the month of May 2021. Now, before we do that, like this video, guys. Please smash that like button. It's free, it's quick, it's easy. Really helps this channel, this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. A lot of you watch our videos, have not subscribed. Please consider subscribing, and then there's that notification bell. Hit it so that our videos can get to you faster. So this was released today, guys, on Testmanian, and Tesla Giga Shanghai deliveries in May grow by 29% month over month, right? And then it states that Giga Shanghai increased their number by 29% and a total of 33,463 units in the month of May alone, right? And then there's a couple of details here talking about how many Model 3s and Ys. And what I wanted to talk about in this video, guys, is how important Tesla China is, right? So we know that Tesla is very dominant in the US in terms of Fremont, their factory there. And obviously, they're building their Giga Berlin and also in Austin. And those are very important, but Tesla China is very, very important, guys. China, I think a lot of people know this by now, but China is definitely one of these countries that you definitely do not want to ignore. There's a reason why there's a reason why companies like Uber, they went in China. Even within few years when Uber was created, they tried to dominate China and even failed. And because China has a billion of people, right, it has a huge middle class market, right? Many citizens there, they want to live that luxurious lifestyle. Okay, this is a different type of China, guys. You have many Chinese tourists going all around the world because they want to live that luxurious life, right? And cars, they they also want luxurious cars, right? And this is why Tesla Model 3s, Model Y fits beautifully in China and even beyond China, right? I know a lot of people don't know this, but China has many trade deals, many trade routes between other countries in Asia. For example, China and Pakistan, there's CPAC, right? So China and Pakistan, they have their own, trade agreements and so on. And you can already imagine, China basically shipping those vehicles in a country like Pakistan. Now, obviously, Pakistan just, it's not that of a wealthy country, so it's not that of a big deal, but it's those types of countries, those type of trade deals that can enable Tesla China to deliver more vehicles, right? To export more vehicles. Now, obviously, now they're exporting vehicles in Europe. We talked about this, we saw that in previous news as well, but just keep that in mind, guys. There's different trade routes between different countries that you can leverage, right, as a company. Now, obviously, Tesla is trying to venture in India. We saw how some of the filings there. We saw them in discussions with the ministers in India. But just keep that in mind, guys. Tesla China is beyond just China, right? You have to think about other Asian countries. You have to think about the Middle East and ultimately the African regions, right? What can Tesla do to export more vehicles, and what can Tesla do to really expand their influence there, their brand there? Because don't forget, Tesla's mission is to accelerate the renewable energy sources adoption, right? And you want other countries as well to hop in, right? We haven't even talked about South America and so on. And obviously, this is all speculation, right? But we believe that Tesla will not just stop at, Germany and China. They'll also expand in other nations such as South America, maybe somewhere in Brazil. Obviously, they talked about India there. We talked about India, but just think about the opportunities, guys. And it's extremely important for Tesla to be a global company, right? It's not just for China, Tesla, it's for other companies as well, right? We saw how all the big companies, all the market cap, huge companies, they are global, right? You talk about the Googles, you talk about the Facebooks, you talk about, the Apples, and even you go beyond the list, in the list of global companies, PayPal, Visa, all these companies, guys, they're global, right? You cannot just be dominant in one or two or three countries. You have to be global. And for a company like Tesla to leverage that platform, right, to be able to connect from their website directly to citizens, there's directly to people around communities without having middleman dealerships and so on. It just fits the narrative perfectly, right? Tesla has a huge opportunity, and Tesla China growing this fast. We all know they were built just under 2 years ago. The factory was built, and now what they're doing here, they're shipping vehicles like no tomorrow, right? They're breaking records, and this is quite positive. We saw some delays with the Berlin factory. We know how hard it is for a company like Tesla to really accelerate their mission in some of these regions because of bureaucrats, because of regulation, because of politics or whatnot. But this is huge news. This is great, 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 great news for all Tesla shareholders, for all communities, for everyone that's really supportive of electrical vehicles and the Tesla mission. It's extremely positive, and I really want to leave you guys with that note, right? Being global is very important. You want to leverage that, right? As much as it's important to break records in US, as much as it's important in Europe, for example, there are other nations, other regions around the world that we cannot forget. And you have to think about how Tesla China, there the margins are very high. It just makes sense, right? This is a newer technology being used in the factories and so on. And actually, I wanted to also put in this tweet from Elon Musk. This was yesterday. He said the long term strength of Tesla will be manufacturing technology. Right. So yes, other companies can start, pumping out electrical vehicles, but what will be their margins, right? How much money will they be bleeding on it? And on top of just shipping out beautiful electrical vehicles, can they leverage their software in their cars, right? Just like Tesla is, right? We talked about power as a service. We talked about how they have their own operating system. We talked about video gaming, and there's so many opportunities Tesla has here. And the bread and the butter, guys, is the manufacturing, right? What can you do with your manufacturing? How can you reduce the cost, the parts, so that you can increase the margins and really expand on that, on those manufacturing lines to really go beyond just one or two or three countries, right? Can you do that as a legacy auto? We do not believe they can do that because they're anchored with legacy businesses, but it is what it is. So I'll leave it off like this, guys. So great news today from Tesla Giga Shanghai breaking records, and hopefully you guys appreciate this video talking about the importance of being a global company and just thinking about how being dominant in China doesn't just mean being dominant in China, but also with other countries that they have great trade deals with, like Pakistan, like we talked about with the CPAC agreement. Many opportunities there, so keep that in mind, and then think about other regions around the world, guys. South America, Africa, and so on. So we'll leave it off like this. So hopefully you guys appreciate this video, and we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.